Hi, my name is Christina and I am your librarian here at Christina's Bookshelf. And today I am bringing you kind of something different than my norm. I wouldn't really call this like a romance of sorts by any means. This is more of a coming of age story, but I wouldn't even call it that. Like our character ages physically, but mentally he stays like the same age. I don't even know if he's aged mentally since turning like 4. The book that I am talking about is Growth and Change Are Highly Overrated by Tom Starita. I hope I said your name right, Tom. So that should give you a clue about what I'm speaking of when I talk about the main character, Lucas James. And my experience with any main character that has 2 first names, they are quite one of a kind. Lucas James is the middle child. And yes, I will call him Lucas James throughout this because that is how Lucas James refers to himself throughout this entire story. It's like Elmo, only funnier. So Lucas James is the middle child. His father left the family when they were at a young age, making the older brother have to grow up and become the man of the house. Which then Lucas kind of rebelled and said, F this, I'm gonna do what I wanna do, leaving the younger brother seeing both the older brother's perspectives and loving them both. And then he has this horrible kind of office relationship with his mother. So he has mother issues, he has daddy issues, he has older brother issues. The only person that gets him is his younger brother. That's all he needs in this world. And his adoring fans, because one day he is going to be a rock god. Now, he is already up there kind of in age. And if he was going to be this fantastic songwriter, just musical genius, somebody that was going to have this massive catalog of songs, and other people like himself would be singing the covers for these songs. I think it might have already happened, but you can't tell this to Lucas James because he's still writing that dream hardcore. He has a fiance named Jackie, who he calls his Applejack. She totally gets it until she doesn't, and they break up. And this is kind of where we start the story, is their breakup. And the story, we get present tense and we get past tense. And so we get to see kind of how the relationship begins, the middle of it, the ending of it, but we start at the end. She's packed her stuff and she has left Lucas James. And how could she? How could she not see the dream? She was gonna be involved with a rock god, a music legend. So obviously, yes, narcissism is Lucas James. Now, I found this character to be extremely relatable, not because I'm Lucas James, but because I have a couple people in my inner circle that are Lucas James. And it's like when we have get-togethers or parties, barbecues, we go out. I love getting with them and listening to the stories and the one-upsmanship and everything. But by God, am I happy to go home and be done with them at the end of the day. And I think that's something that a lot of people are going to relate to is like, oh, this is so-and-so. Exactly. I know somebody who is like this. So throughout this book, we get to hear how, woe is me, Lucas James, his fiance breaks up with him. Now he has to get a job. The horror. And we don't find out exactly where. It's just referred to as that store. But you know what? Damn the man. Save the empire. What are we gonna do? We're gonna do some shoplifting from this store because I am not gonna work here just for a paycheck. So, girlfriend's dumped us. We have to find a new place to live. We have to find a place to work. We have now a place to live. In that place to live, we had to make a bargain with the devil in order to get there, and man, does the devil make him pay. At work, we have Victor, the dictator. He's got a coworker that thinks that he is a god without the music, and he's kind of smitten with this girl. But once again, growth and change are highly overrated. So when Applejack leaves him, when he has to get this job, when he has to kind of put his dream of music on hold for a minute, he has to create a bunch of splendid lies and backgrounds and this musical escapade to cover his ass. And it's hilarious. And it's horrible. And I could see how it could be extremely hurtful and naive. And once again, what does Lucas James learn from any of this? And you're thinking he could learn this, like right off the top of your head, 100 things. And it's gonna be none of those. because Lucas James doesn't learn the good lessons. He learns whatever he wants to learn from a scenario. Whatever will make his life easier, better, less complicated, probably a little bit more dramatic, because who doesn't want that in their life, you know? Like, there was one part that I like had to stop the book and I was just cackling with laughter because Lucas takes somebody unexpected to a strip bar. So he's talking about said strip bar, and it's, I guess, in the German side of town, and he was talking about names of good German strippers. He gave 3 names. I have 2 cars. We meet 2 out of the 3 good stripper German names. Good German stripper names. So this book is hilarious. You're probably gonna know somebody that fits into this who's going to think that growth and change are overrated. Instead of growing, learning, living life, changing a dream, fixing it a little bit, maybe adapting and overcoming, but instead physically grow, mentally stay the same age, you know? What you can't come into this book with is finding it to be the most serious thing you've ever read, or finding this character to be absolutely 100% true. I mean, yes, we know somebody that's like this character, and you've probably lived with somebody that's like this character, or been very close to somebody that's like this character. But at the end of the day, this is a character. I am giving Growth and Change Are Highly Overrated by Tom Starita 4.5 stars. I understand Lucas James, but there were so many things that were too redundant for me, even with it being Lucas James, that I just rolled my eyes and was like, whatever, and kept going, that I did not get entertained. There were a couple times when I had to put my book down because I was frustrated by the redundancy of this issue. There were moments though, there's so many hilarious moments, and his way of thinking and rationalizing things that if you want to sit down and like just connect with a character that is beyond ridiculous, I highly suggest this book. What I'm going to do for you is I'm going to leave the Amazon link down below so you can click it and be on your way. If you've enjoyed this review, I'm gonna ask that you help me with that YouTube algorithm and give me a like. Leave me a comment. I love to interact with all of you guys, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm recovering from multiple surgeries this year, so I honestly don't know when new content will come out, but that is the magic of the subscribe button, is that you will get a notification when I have something new for you. If you're like me and think this chick's pretty awesome, down below I'm going to leave Stalker Links aplenty. Go, click, investigate, enjoy. If you have a book or an arc you'd like me to read, or some light editing proofreading you would like done, you may request via website. Growth and Change Are Highly Overrated? Oh, they're really not. By Tom Starita, 4.5 stars. Bye. Hi, my name is Christina, and I am your librarian here at Christina's Bookshelf. And today I am bringing you a totally different kind of review than I normally do. This isn't romance. It's really kind of a how-to manual. And you're kind of like, what the hell? Here we go. This book, and yes, I'm reading from my phone because I don't want to mess it up in any way, shape, or form, is, and I will give you the backstory after I tell you the title, because I think it's fantastic. Book